Hello, in this video I'm going to go over a few different bass lines when you're writing EDM, just a few different styles that may help you come up with further ideas, give you a good basis to start your track. Straight to it, as you can see, I've got a few different things going on here, all labelled in that. The different colours are the different bass lines, drums, and my sidechain trigger is my green at the top. So firstly I'll go through all of them one by one, and then after that I'll have a look in them further and see how they're made. As you can hear, that's more of a trance bass line. When it's at 128, trance would be a wee bit faster. The second one I've got is just a variation of the same one, but it gives it a bit more groove. Probably my favourite one. Deep house one's quick. Okay, so there's our 5 different bass lines we've got on the go, so I'll get straight to it. The first bass line is a trance rolling bass line. So first thing we need to do is create a new track, and what I've chosen for this is a preset from Alchemy. Go into Alchemy and set it to bass, trance, agile synth bass, and also smaller. I think it's gives off a trancey vibe. It's the only thing I've changed. Also, I've actually taken the delay down because it gives it a buzzy noise with it on. That's the preset. So, how to make this? So, right, blank canvas. Got a 1 bar loop here. Right, first thing we need to do is draw in a note. Okay, so what we need to do first is add an off bass. So it would be the third bit of every bar. So it's off to your kick. Like old school bonkers type stuff. Okay, so we've got that. Right, so it's on the off bass in between the kicks. Kicks are laid out there, the off bass goes here. Right, so we've got that, and it's a 16th style note. 16th as in the length. 8th would be that, so 16th. So initially we've got the off bass. Next thing to do is make an A actually. Yeah, you write your bass line and obviously the key of your track or wherever your starting point is. So in this case, mine's is A. Got my A here, and what we need to do is we need to copy the bass line left and right an octave below what we've got here. So follow this. Got a lower bass line each side of our off bass, which gives it that rolling effect. Like a lot of trance tunes you hear. The next things to do, we've got our basis. Copy this into a 4 bar loop. So that's it. That's you've got your basics. Now what you need to do is make a wee bit of variation. Whatever key your track's in, whether it be A, C, whatever, you know a wee bit of music theory, then you'll know how to go about switching your bass lines up and giving them more flair. So in this case, I'm going to move it up. If we were to play A major, third, move this up to C. A bit higher actually. Higher and that doesn't sound right, but you get the point. I'll bring in the one I made earlier. Because it's a wee... This is one I made earlier. But it's the same style, just a wee bit different. Okay, so that's that style. So we've got that. And for the next one, our rolling bass, our other trance rolling bass, which is this. Whoa, not that. So exactly the same as what we've done before, but what we're doing is we're switching about the octaves, a few of the notes. So we'll shorten this just to focus in on what's actually got the first bar here on the left. Got on the go. Right, so what we need to do is every second beat of the bar, the off beat of the bar even, we'll change these about. So switches up and then down. It's just basically the opposite of our first rolling bass, and you just keep doing this all the way across, and it gives like a wee groove to the feeling of the trance bass. And like, you don't need to do it every second one. You could do it every third one, first one, and you could just like be creative with it, but it's a starting point at least. So what you'll end up with is that. It's just exactly the same as the first one we've done, but as you can see the change there, I've just changed the higher octaves to have two notes repeating beat of the first bar, and one lower. I think it gives it quite a good groove. And also I've changed the preset on Alchemy here. This one, what that one is, bass, trance, and club bass. Sounds quite good. Sounds quite dirty. I think it's quite a good bass. So we've got a couple of trance basses there. You can obviously use them slower, faster if you like. Just whatever suits your needs really. This is probably the most common type of bass line to produce. Progressive house style bass. Got here. And a progressive style bass is like, it's kept simple in both pattern and sound, playing a 1/8 pattern. And when I say 1/8 I mean by the length of the note we've got here. So that would be 1/16, and that would be 1/8. Make it like size of 2. I'll make it 1/8 size, and we'll 4 times to complete the bar. So that's the first, well, half a bar even. 1/8 as in 8 of the first bar. That comes about. Right, so we've got that. Just copy this all the way across. I need to shorten the notes a little, just because it's kind of dragging over a wee bit. I need it to have a bit of, gives it more of a rolling feeling. Okay, so we've got that on A, quite low. So you can just muck a bit with different notes to see what sounds better. As long as you've got the rhythm in. Rhythm's key when it comes to bass lines, you know. These are easy rhythms. Take notes out, add notes in to make it a little bit more groovy. But this is a starting point. It's a bit high for a bass. Just mucking about, see what I can come up with here. Sounds pretty cool actually, sounds quite good. Got that one I made earlier. Right, that's quite a good bass patch as well within Alchemy. I'm using all Alchemy for these just because it comes within Logic and you guys could follow along if you want to. Right, so I've got bass, all dark and deep bass. Quite good. Okay. Obviously a bit of tweaking and that would help. If you guys want to copy that last one I made, I think it's actually quite good. I might use that. Right, so that sounds pretty good. Got that. Next bass we've got is quite the popular bass at the moment, which is Deep House. Deep House is a great style of bass line to have in your tracks. Quite minimal, but it sounds so good with like a higher pitched something going on where the low bass is playing. And I figured out quite a nice patch that sounds quite Deep House style. Alchemy again. Go into bass, house, and deep techno FM bass. I think it sounds amazing for, well, not amazing, but it sounds good for a deep style. So for this style, what we need to do is a 3/16th pattern. It's usually played at like 124 BPM to make it sound deep housey like. So switch it down to 124. Yeah, so just the length of the notes is 16th. Take these. Right. So you can imagine the bass line wants to be these sections along, almost a quarter of a bar, almost a quarter, but it's 3/16, so we'll just shorten these a bit so they don't overlap again. Gives you that. Copying this all the way across. Don't focus on melody just now, just focus on the rhythm, which is basically the same for the whole 4 bars. Okay, so yeah, it's a bit shit like that, but we'll see if we can mix it up a wee bit and do. Right, so it's on A, so an F. We'll do. Switch this up. I need that drop. Some funky with that one. Drop it. Yeah, see, you just muck about with the different notes and stuff to create a wee melody, a wee catchy riff for your bass line. Say 3/16 is the length you want these. It works quite well for a deep house style thing. I'll show you the one I made there as well, since I've been doing this. You just add a bit of variation here and there, like splitting up the notes here, like what I've done, like split it in half perfectly and went down a note, a full note, and it gives it a bit of character, you know. Give it a listen. See, it sounds so much better when that little bit there. So we'll do the same actually here at the end, but I'll go up. See, it's quite uplifting now since we've added that little bit at the end there. It's just to add a bit of flavour and characteristic to the bass line you're writing. But yeah, that's the deep house, which is quite good. Obviously there's no processing on it and stuff, so it doesn't sound as it would, but it's a starting point, as I say. Okay, so we've got that. Finally, we'll go into our disco bass. Yeah, disco bass is quite a funky style bass line. If you're making sort of tech house or futuristic house, something like that, disco type style stuff, this is quite a good pattern to start off with. So what we'll do first, I'll delete all this. First thing we want to start off with is a 1/8 size of note, and you want it to be on every beat and off every time the kick hits, basically. So got our down beats here, off beats there. Right. Pop this all the way across. So we've got playing on every kick. Okay, so that's cool. But what gives it the funkiness? Well, when you talk about disco, a good thing in the bass line, staple thing, is to like put it an octave above, like kind of what we did with the trance bass lines. Copy this and put it up a bit, an octave, and shorten the note to a 16th. Got that. Copy this all the way across. Yeah, so it's a wee funky bass line there. We'll just, as you say, that's the rhythm. What we need to work on now is the melody, and you could just come up with whatever, as long as you know the notes that are in that key, you're working it. See what that sounds like. The last two sound dodgy, so we'll change that to something else. It needs to be there. Yeah. That's too high. No. Go back to C. B and go lower. Yeah, so as you can see, it's got a wee bit of a groovy thing going on. It's a bit robotic, like, because it's all quantized. But you can also change this by changing the swing and stuff with the bass line. Doing this has quite a dramatic effect if you manage to make it work well. Yeah, so that's just a few of the styles of bass lines to show you guys, to get you a wee bit inspired to write something. As I say, all this is done in Alchemy, all these bass lines. Just go through the video and check which ones I've used. Just got a little pattern here. It's simple, kick, clap, 16th note hats. Just add varying velocities and an off bass pedal hat. Yeah, so cheers for watching the video, guys, and happy producing. See you later.